will be coming up to discuss a little bit about your insurance benefits. Steve.
Hello, thank you for allowing me to be here with you today. As Christi mentioned, my name is Viera. I'm the benefits manager for the City of Corpus Christi. Our division is responsible for overseeing all of the benefits offered to all city employees. So whether you're a firefighter, police officer, or a general employee such as myself, we administer all benefits. I promise to keep this really short and sweet and then open it up to questions that you might have for me. Our role for you as a firefighter is a little bit different in that we don't process any of your retirement annuities. What we actually help with is we help you transition from becoming a city employee to a retiree on your health insurance. And so of course this becomes very important for you because you're going to have lots of questions on how your health insurance is going to be affected as you enter retirement. And so we have a couple of different options, well, two different options that are set forth according to age. If you are not yet Medicare eligible and you plan to retire, then you will stay in the same plan that you currently have right now, okay? So that means if you were to retire January 1st and you still are not eligible, let's say you're a couple of years away from becoming Medicare eligible, then you'll remain in the fire plan. However, the major difference is you no longer enjoy the discount that the city contributes on your behalf for your premiums. You actually take on most of that with the Firefighter Association taking on a percentage. And so that's one of the biggest things that you'll notice is that there is going to be a higher premium associated with your benefits. Now, one important factor to remember is that when you go into retirement, it's really important that you start making plans for whoever it is you plan to take with you into your retirement insurance. Okay, so what that means is if you plan to cover your spouse into retirement, you need to make sure that your spouse is currently covered prior to your retirement, because the only eligible dependents that you can take with you are those that are on your insurance at the time of retirement. Okay. Now, when you retire, you have what we call a 30-day window. So you'll have 30 days from the date of your retirement to come and see us. We'll help you with all of the transition getting into your new retirement plan. And it's a fairly easy and simple process. Now, if you are Medicare eligible when you retire, then you're going to go into a completely different plan. Now, our current plan that we offer to all of our Medicare eligible retirees is called a Medicare Advantage plan. Now, what's great about this plan is that you still remain covered under the city umbrella. Okay? That means the city administers this plan, we oversee it. Whenever we're trying to get competitive with it, we will go out for bid just like on any of our health insurance plans and try to negotiate the best type of plan we can for you. Of course, there's a major difference in premium as well. Once you go into Medicare, then the premium associated with this Medicare Advantage plan is much less than what you would be paying as a regular retiree. Okay, it's a huge difference. And so that really opens up the door for you to be able to get more comfortable in your premiums and all of that stuff that's associated with that. Now the plan itself under the Medicare Advantage plan, it actually takes the place of your primary insurance and your Medicare insurance. So it's really important that if you're just now entering that period of becoming Medicare eligible, that when you do, you sign up for Medicare Part A and B, okay? It should happen automatically for you on the date that you turn 65. So it's critical that you go into that plan prior to signing up for our Medicare Advantage plan. Now it'll be a seamless transition once you do that because we'll actually put you into that plan. You won't have to use that Medicare card ever again. You'll just continue to show the new cards that you get under the insurance plan. So those are really the general items regarding our health insurance. And some of the items that you'll be going into as you enter retirement. Really what I want to do is hopefully open it up to any questions that you might have that maybe you've heard or we haven't covered. Yes, sir.
You were just talking about the Medicare Advantage. How does it work with your spouse turning old, 65 and 40?
So that's a great question. So his question is, if he has a spouse and she were to turn 65 prior to him turning 65, how would that work on the insurance? So anybody who turns 65 will automatically go to the Medicare Advantage plan. So if your spouse turns 65 before you, we'll move her into that Medicare Advantage plan. So you'll enjoy the lower premiums of that plan. You'll remain on the current plan until you become 65. Works the same way, the other way around. So if you turn 65 prior to your spouse, you would go into the Medicare Advantage plan. Your spouse would remain on our regular insurance until he or she is eligible for that plan as well. Any other questions regarding the insurance? Yes, sir.
What are those premium costs right now, Steve, for the Medicare Advantage?
Right now for the Medicare Advantage, and I'm just going to speak to the local area, okay, because it does vary by state. So if you are moving to a different state, you have a different premium associated with that. But for our local area here in Nueces County, the local premium for 2015 is $65 per month, okay, per member.
Per spouse, be myself and my spouse?
Per person.
Per person.
Right. So if you have a spouse and both of you are eligible for the plan, then you'll pay $65 per person. Yes, sir.
How long can I keep my children on my insurance?
Right now, your dependent children can remain on your insurance up until the age of 26. Right. And of course, they're only eligible for the main insurance plan. Yes, sir.
So you said what the cost was in this county, you haven't moved out of this county, you pay a different fee?
Right. So it's broken up by local markets. So if you're not living in Nueces County, let's say you decided I'm going to move to Florida, you would have a much different premium living in Florida according to whatever network they have established out there. Yes, sir.
At this time, I don't have my wife on my insurance. She works for the school district, so she's got her own insurance. But prior to retirement, if I want to keep her on the insurance after retire, I need to get her back on the insurance.
Right. Right. And so it goes back to making sure, yeah. So the only people who would be eligible for your insurance are those that are on your insurance at the time of retirement. So it's really key that especially if you're planning to retire soon, that you would add her during the next open enrollment period to make sure that she's on your insurance when you do retire. If she's not on there, the only other option you would have, other than open enrollment, would maybe be your spouse's open enrollment. So if your spouse was having an open enrollment, let's say in January, if their open enrollment coincides with the actual year, then you would be able to make a change on your insurance at that time. So it's key that you come see us, especially if you have these questions that might be a little bit different than what the norm is. But yes, definitely you want to make sure that she's on your insurance prior to retirement.
So they don't fall in that 30-day grace period?
No, not if they're not on your insurance when you retire. Yes.
Another question about Medicare. I know there's a few that is probably in here that fall into this category, or maybe it's just me. I don't have enough quarter. I only got 30 quarter and of Medicare. You said we had to apply for Medicare first, get the A and B, get the card, then come to the Medicare. Is that, if I have to pay for some of that, is that going to adjust my Medicare Advantage price?
It won't adjust your Medicare Advantage price. Of course, you'd be paying a higher price for your Medicare A and B, but that would be the only difference.
Would it go through the city to pay, or how would I do that?
For your Medicare?
Yeah.
No, your Medicare premium is taken directly out of your annuity that you receive from your Social Security, that you receive from Medicare, or that you receive from the Social Security office. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't get no Social Security.
Okay, so if you're not getting anything, and we do have some of these folks who don't receive anything. So what the Social Security office is going to do is they're going to bill you, and you'll have the option of either being billed monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or yearly. You'll pay your premium to Medicare directly.
Okay.
For your Medicare A and B,
Right.
your separate premium will be paid to whoever it is our provider is for our Medicare Advantage plan.
Okay, that's what I'm, and I've been told I qualify for my wife's also.
Yes, you can qualify
Right.
for your wife, right?
She's
Right.
got enough work.
Right, and that's a great point. So, yes, definitely. And so those are plans that you definitely want to start meeting with the Social Security office to start getting all that in line prior to retirement.
So if his wife has enough quarters, and she's younger than him, at age 65, he would still qualify under her, and it would be, he would have to pay less or maybe nothing at all, or?
Right. So the Medicare Advantage premium is what it is. However, the Medicare premium, if you had to pay, that would be
You could get that on
Right.
your spouse.
so. But again, that's definitely something that you want to start meeting with the Social Security office as soon as possible to start getting all of those things lined up prior to, especially early enough to give you enough time so that you can make an informed decision on it. Any other questions for me?
Do you have any information on the Medicare Advantage, like what coverage here, what the coverage is, where, all that?
Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't have those with us right now. We're waiting to receive those. We're getting ready to enter the open enrollment period for the Medicare Advantage plan, so we have not yet received those plan documents and those summary pages. We will probably get them here in the next couple of weeks. I mean, we should be receiving them any time now. So if you're interested in looking at what that plan looks like as far as the summary of benefits, give us a call. We'll be happy to provide you with that. Now, we have some of the old plan years, and it tends to not vary a whole lot, but if you kind of want to get an idea of what it's going to look like, we have some of those old plans. We just haven't received the new ones yet. Yes, sir.
Once you leave the system or get out of the system, that you're after people can't get back in.
Right, that's right. So whenever you decide that you're going to not carry the city insurance, whether it be the regular insurance or the Medicare Advantage as a retiree, then yes, you can never return to it. So that's really important to remember because we have a lot of retirees who decide at the time of retirement, well, I'm going to sign up under my spouse's insurance because it's cheaper. Well, if you do that, then you can never return back into the plan. You would have to stay on your spouse's insurance, and hopefully they would be able to provide coverage for you as a retiree under their plan. Yes, sir.
Would there ever be an age that you would say, hey, that's it, you're out? Other than, I'm not really over
121.
They'll say that. If I get 85, they're gonna say, that's it, we're not gonna make it. Or is it until I die?
No, right now there is nothing in place that would push you out the door on any health plan. Of course, you know, the way that the Affordable Care Act is set up right now, it's even set up under an unlimited basis. So there's nothing in place that would expire on you. Now, is that to say that something couldn't change in the future? I mean, you know, I doubt it. But right now there's nothing like that. You can remain on the plan for the rest of your life. Yes, sir.
I guess I'm just gonna follow up to what I asked earlier concerning the spouse. As long as I get her reinsured prior to retirement, there's no time period as, you know, she's off the plan for 5 years, it doesn't matter. As long as I reinsure her or put her back on my plan before I retire, she's covered when I retire.
Right, that's right. So if you decide I'm going to put her on during the next open enrollment period and she became effective 10/1 and you said, well, I'm going to retire November 1st, then that would be fine as long as she's on the plan. She doesn't have to be on your plan for a certain period of time to be eligible for it.
So if you turn 65 and your spouse is younger than you, what is your premium? Because you're on one plan and they're on the other.
Right, so the person that's 65 is going to pay that $65 premium, give or take, for the Medicare Advantage plan. And the person that stays behind is going to pay that retiree only or spouse only premium under the main plan. And so that's really the biggest difference because that's where you're trying to transition from. That's really where you're trying to get from being that pre-65 where you're having to pay those higher premiums. And so that's not to say that we're not looking at other plans now as we speak. I mean, we are looking at trying to develop new plans for retirees, maybe not as robust as the plan that you have here, but maybe something more along the lines of a catastrophic plan that would help you for maybe a year or two until you become Medicare eligible. So those are in the works, and we're hoping that we'll be able to have something introduced here in the next year or two. So.
Well, we get that one plan.
I'm sorry.
We'll be able to sell a regular city plan, right?
Right, yes, yeah, absolutely.
We'll
Yeah.
pay for it.
Right, exactly. But it's nice to have the option,
It's good insurance.
you know, very good insurance.
So is this Medicare better than this, I don't know anything about Medicare A and B?
It is better than Medicare A and B. And so when you look at our plan summary document that we give you, it actually gives you a side-by-side comparison of what Medicare would pay for whatever service it is you're having done versus this plan. Now, the plan that we offer to our retirees, nobody can go off the street and purchase this plan. This is something specifically for the city of Corpus Christi that we negotiated some time back. However, you're going to get, when you become Medicare eligible, when you turn 65, you're going to get bombarded with all types of different plans that are being offered to you. And are there some better plans out there? Sure. If you're willing to pay for it, yeah, you can probably get something that's even richer than the plan that we have. But this is a very, very good plan, and I can tell you that a majority, I mean, a high percentage of retarees who participate in our Medicare Advantage plan speak very highly of it. No plan is going to be perfect, but it's a very, very good plan. Yes, sir.
Now, this plan, this is not a supplementary to the Medicare, this is a Medicare primary itself.
That's right. So it takes the place of your primary insurance and Medicare and forms them into one. So yes, it's not a supplement plan. Any other questions for me? Yes, sir.
Just if I understood correctly, the benefits on the regular insurance, once you reach 65 and you switch over to the Medicare Advantage, do they change? There's a difference in the coverage?
Yes, so that plan goes away for you. You go into a completely different plan, and that's the information that we can provide you later so that you can start taking a look at what that summary plan would look like for you. Okay, well, we're going to stick around for a couple of minutes afterwards, so if you have any specific questions for us, I know it's lunchtime, so thank you for allowing me to be here with you today.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that. We've got